All right, everyone, I'm still playing that catch-up mode, and today I'll be going through the Altered TCG Tournament results for the week ending the 9th of November. I'm Chili from A Hero's Guide to Asgartha, and it's good to have you along for the ride. All right, let's start with AWOL Season 4, Week 4. I do believe this is the last time we're going to be hosting AWOL, but I have not checked. I need to find out the exact date that happened. Now, this one, Skybound Odyssey again, getting high representation here. Two Sigismar and Wingspan players getting the undefeated nod here. So ALS African Express and HAT's Moosey Wallace. So congratulations to you both. And as a fellow Sigismar player, it's nice to see that we are there. I'm interested to see, though, how different or similar these decks are with one another. Let's have a look at them. So the first one is African Express's one, and really this is a Skybound Odyssey style build that also has Gift of Self so that you can continue to draw more. So the Skybound Odyssey, Gift of Self allowing some level of card draw, and of course you also have your Attorneys that can give you that if you do not progress. Monolith Legate is still in this deck, surprising. Most people are starting to take that out. Ordus Pie also coming back in here. Very little in terms of cards from the new set. If I just go through very quickly, the only card, to be honest, is Skybound Odyssey. And then nothing else there. Very, I'd say it's almost like we're going back a season with the way that this is built, but they did get the full win, so congratulations to them as we're looking through here. And let's go through at their uniques. The first one is a 3/3 Ordus Cadet 1/10, played from anywhere. You may put a card from your hand in reserve if you do create Ordus Recruit Soldier token in your companion expedition, and also play from anywhere. If you control a token characters you control, gain 1 boost. Nice. The second is a 2/3 Monolith Rune Scribe for 1/3/1. When played from reserve, you sabotage, and also has the ability of when another non-token character joins your expedition, if you control a token, which you do as your Sigismar, create an Ordus Recruit 1/1 soldier token in target expedition. That's really, really nice. The second one as well, with the sabotage up linked to it as well. Third one is an Ordus Spy, 3/3 for 1/13 at dusk sabotage. So the at dusk, though, they still have to have something in reserve at that time. And when I leave the expedition zone, draw a card. So that's the only unique that allows them to draw a card. Very interesting. Well, congratulations on that win. Let's have a look at Hat Moosey Wallace here. And you can see already very different. This is more of an Ascend style build, very similar to what was being used by Rinku in his world deck with the Moth Collision, the Ugly Ducklings. So these are common Ugly Ducklings, no, not rare. Gargoyles have also been added here, but no Ascended Trooper, which we're starting to see a lot of. Not there at all this time around. Opting for the Ordus Crier as one of their cards. Teamwork Training is there as well. Tiny Gel, so a bit more on the removal side. Saw, of course, I think you got to have Saw, even if it's simple as an after you're a 1/1 character. But let's look at their three uniques. Baba Yaga, 2/2 for 1/1, and at dusk, if you control 3 or more characters, draw a card. Second is Amelia Earhart, 2/2 for 2/1. At dusk, if you control 4 or more characters, draw a card. And when an opponent draws 1 or more cards or does resupply, create an Ordus Recruit 1/1 soldier token in your companion expedition. Really good against Fen and really good against Traced as well. And the Haven Trainee 2/4 for 3/2. When played from reserve, if you control a token, create 2 Ordus Recruit soldier 1/1 soldier tokens in each of your expedition. Man, from reserve, you're getting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 6 for 4. Not bad at all. Over 5 bodies, which is just ridiculous. Very, very good. No wonder they have got the win here. Fantastic work to both these people. Congratulations. That does take us then to League Latam. And again, for another week running, we are seeing no one go undefeated, though we did have one player on Basira and Kaisermon, RKC's Ricky8910, going the best of all the 14 players that ended up playing. 5-1. Congratulations to them. AQZ Nook Blitz, Season 3, Week 5, 4th of November, 16 players, so slightly up on the prior week. And Originality ended up getting this win with Sierra and Oddball. Let's take a look at their Nook deck here. So Foundry Mechanics, Moonlight Jellyfishes. So Moonlight Jellyfish, so you can get the draw. Very, very useful. And Landmarks, 11. So this is much higher than what I'm used to seeing, but maybe not. Maybe it is around even. 2 restocking station, 3 abandoned depots, and 3 brass bug dropships. The brass bug dropships are really interesting in that they're great for future days, and when they're linked with your hives, for once you've already got the hives out, just so powerful for future days. You just got to make sure you're able to win 1-on-1 and that they're not that close, given it's not giving you the benefit on that very day. But they also have 2 avalanches. So the thing that I look at that is designer drone costs very little. Foundry mechanic, moonlight jellyfish, all cost very little in terms of some of their characters. 3 out of their 7 characters that they've chosen. Can you after you enough so that the avalanche becomes more beneficial? Is the question that I'll always have when it's been played. But congratulations again, Originality, for that win. That then takes us to the single elimination tournament from Road to Valhalla on the 4th of November. We had 4th of November, 70 players joining us, and this was won by Fen and Crowbar. Congratulations on getting the win. And we will have a look at your deck. 2 unique category and mage dancers, 1 paper herald unique, the martingales. Everything here looks normal. Kadama is interesting there. 1 single Kadama, one, and then 1 will o' the wisp. The hatters are there so you can anchor when it's played from reserve. Very much 1/3 spells, 2/3 characters. Single lost in the woods and the rare. Requiem going for the rare over the common. And Lyra Signet is a card that has been used from the new set. So a lot more interaction here. So what do they have that can recur some of these spells? You got Inkcaster there. You've got Hathor that can also do it. So there's a few things to be able to play them out even more. So you don't really need that many spells because you can get that in there. The only thing with this deck that I'll always look at is can you run out of steam? Do you not have enough cards in hand, especially if you get hurt by having to reduce your reserve space? But well done. Single Twinkle Tinkle as well. I think that card is amazing. Okay, let's have a look at the uniques that Melandrins has. 2/2 for a 1/02 category Mage Dancer. When you roll 1 or more dice, you may return a card from your reserve to your hand. What do they have that rolls? Not much that rolls dice. And at dusk, you may return a card other than me from your reserve to your hand. That's great, so you can do that twice. And then the second category in Mage Dancer is a 2/1/1/1/0. When you roll 1 or more dice, I gain 1 boost for each card in your reserve. I'm just going to go back for a second. It is Fen. They're not playing Navenka. They are playing Fen. Okay. And then 2/2 Paper Herald for 0/1/2. Roll a die on 4+, resupply. That's from anywhere. And also from anywhere, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, you may return a card from your reserve to your hand. So this is really the recursion that we're talking about. Not just with spells in this case, but it also allows you to bring in characters. So congratulations, Melandrins. And then on the Nook Classic, so we had 4 players go 5-1, and no one going undefeated on this 37-person tournament. But KNP Turamis, KNP's Tibuchu, AJT Papo, and ALR's Zoa all getting the win. Lindaway, interesting, getting a 5-1 on this tournament in a Nook series. So congratulations. And then on AWOL, also no winners here. Sorry, no undefeated people. 2 people going 5-1. Gigi Marks on Sigismar and Wingspan, and Danny Tessier also at Sigismar and Wingspan. So we basically had Sigismar win both AWOL events, or go top of the ladder on both AWOL events this week. Then we're looking at the Singleton tournament provided by our team Italian friends. So very interesting. This is by the Spaghetti Alt team, 42 players. So I called this week 1B, as the previous week should have been week 1, but they called this one week 1 on their on their side and on 39 cards. So for SF Fred on Kojo and Buddha, and Runefolk getting his name on there with Akesha and Taru, another 5-0. So let's have a look at their decks now. I am not so familiar with here to tell you what's good or not for here, but I'm looking at some of the cards that seldom get played as we go down. And really, red for Kojo and Buddha is not something that you normally see, but it is there. You've got Scardy's good. I haven't seen that around as much this time around. Wingsuit Jumper getting also an opportunity to play. And then from a spell side, so if you're looking 26 characters, 7 spells, 1 gear with the Arcolano Milk, and 3 landmarks, because those are the ones that you'd only want to play. So the Mess, Parliament of Ashes, and Haven. So congratulations, but let's look at their uniques, which look absolutely gorgeous. Priya Bravos, Signaler 4/4 for 4/3/3. When my expedition moves forward, create 2 Aerolith tokens in your landmarks. You really want to make sure that you can get that. And at dusk, if you control a fleeting character, draw a card. So you wouldn't want to play this on um, when you have 4 mana. You really want to make sure something else is out there being played from reserve to get the full benefits of this card. And then a 3/3 Tanuki 0/2/2. When played from anywhere, you may put a card from your hand. If you do sabotage, and you also get to draw a card. That is actually pretty strong. Good job. And then a 4/4 Smoldering Djinn for 3/4/0. From anywhere, put the top card of your deck in your mana zone. So looking for some level of ramping here. And from reserve, if your first player, target character gains 1 boost and fleeting. So not too bad. So you play that on your own, or you play it against your opponent. So you cannot gain fleeting, but you can gain the boost if it's played from reserve anyway. You can. It doesn't stop you from getting the boost. Okay, the second deck was Akesha and Taru, piloted by Runefolk, and now once again I'm looking at some Tortoise getting some play, which you don't normally see in terms of what's here. There's so much interaction in the cards that they've got. Spycraft making a reappearance. I know it's one of because it's Singleton coming in here, and Brainwash, which I'm really starting to enjoy the interactions of Brainwash as it's played out. Just steal something from someone else, make sure you own it, play it. Fantastic. Uh, that's not much. I see a lot of these cards. Wing Monkey is another one that I don't see very much of. Um, but or the Quaggan Informant. Let's have a look at his uniques. The first one is a 4/4/1/4/3. Order Saturni. When my expedition fails to move forward during dusk, after rest you may return a spell from your reserve to your hand, and at dusk, target opponent discards a card from their hand. Lovely. That's a great one at dusk. So there's no conditions on that at dusk. So really, you need to remove this if you can. The second is a Tooth Fairy, 2/2 for 2/2/2. When I go to reserve from the expedition zone, sabotage. So very much the way that this is built is lots of interaction, force you to reduce your card size, card hand, reduce your reserve size as well. And a Sakuraru 7/5 for 5/2/5. When played from hand, you may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, your opponent's expedition facing mine moves backward 1 region, and also when played from hand, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, draw 3 cards, and Runefolk is very famous for a number of uniques he has that draw 3, especially in Waru, and we saw that last week with his winning the AWOL tournament, I believe. Nook Singles Elimination on Sunday, the 9th of November. So let's have a look at what we've got here. 86 players. This is getting a great turnout, this Nook single elimination tournament, won by AJT's Elwiwi. We did miss you at Worlds. I think you're one of the biggest names that did not make it. But seeing you be strong, Fen and Crowbar, representing who you are best at and who you love to play. And in terms of what is being played here, Merry Reunion is one of the best cards that I've enjoyed playing. Just so much that can come from it, but very interesting that you're using an Icebound Tundra. Don't see that very often. Winter outfits make sense. Not so much in Fen, but I understand why you'd use it, as you've got lots of cards, Will of the Wisp included. They only have one area. Nui is another one that doesn't have many others. Zones the Hatter, so you can fulfill the second part of the last of the 0/5/5 or 5/5/0. So really interesting style of gameplay. This looks very different to your traditional Elwiwi builds. But congratulations on that win, and that does take us to the end for the week. I'm excited to see. I'm almost caught up. I've almost caught up. A couple of the things myself and Nick are going to be doing over the coming weeks is having a discussion on our podcast on the hunger. And what does the hunger mean for you? What does it mean for me? Is it good or bad? How do you prepare against it? What should be done? Given it is probably the most toxic card. Some people say should not be in the game. Others say it costs enough that you can prepare for it. The difference is, how does ramp come into this? How does Tiny Djinn come into this discussion? And those are the things Nick and I will be discussing for the release, not of the next one, but the one after that. So within 10 days, we'll be having a discussion on that, and look forward to having you join us both there and on the YouTube. And in the meantime, that is it from me. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy Thanksgiving if I don't get another video out before then. And on that, I will see you on the next one.